Hey guys, I'm here. This is episode 8 of Anti-Heroes. I hope everyone's ready for an exciting conclusion to this episode. If you like this episode, hit like, hit subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into it. 3 days later, Village of Kareth. The village has been rebuilt since its last appearance. Children play in the streets while others tend to their crops. Magic flows cleanly through the air. No longer are there terrifying surges of unstable power that turned everyday spells into disasters. In a quiet corner, amidst the peaceful bustle, Zayn sits beneath a tree quietly repairing a pendant that belonged to his late mother. It was damaged during the battle with the prime evils. The intricately carved silver had been torn, and the crystal embedded within was shattered. He carefully cleans off a bit of excess glue and adds a new gem, choosing one that is slightly larger than the original so it can catch more light. From behind him, he hears a soft voice. Lira. You're healing. Slowly. Zayn continues his work, not bothering to turn around. We saved the world. I thought it would feel lighter. It never does. It just feels quiet, like a breath you don't trust yet. She settles down beside him, leaning against the tree. What are you fixing? Just an old pendant. It belonged to my mom. As if sensing his sadness, Lira reaches out, placing a hand on his shoulder. The warmth of her touch surprises him, causing him to flinch. She immediately pulls away. Sorry, she says softly. Didn't mean to startle you. A moment passes. Neither speaks, each lost in thought. Suddenly, Zayn's ears perk up. Did you hear that? He asks, his voice hushed. Hear what? A letter, he says, holding up the repaired pendant. For me. It came with the messenger bird bearing the seal of the Aclaran Reformation Council. He turns it over in his hands, eyes scanning the waxen seal. It wants us to go to the Ascension Summit. They want us visible, Lira murmurs, her gaze fixed on the ground. Controllable. Do you want to go? Zayn asks, meeting her gaze. Lira turns to him, a flicker of a smile touching her lips. We walk our own path, she says, her voice firm, but we walk it toward the truth. Their discussion is cut short when they hear commotion from the village square. People are running, their faces etched with fear. Someone is shouting, Gate storm! Another gate storm! Zayn and Lira exchange a worried glance and spring into action. Back at the ruined shrine, Renek kneels before the altar. His cloak stained with blood, but his face is resolute. With a shaky hand, he begins to whisper an ancient chant, drawing power from the surrounding void. The words echo eerily around the chamber, resonating with the very essence of the veil. Slowly, the massive obsidian slab that once served as the altar's centerpiece begins to tremble. A crack appears, widening to reveal a malevolent energy churning beneath the stone. With a final surge of Renek's power, the hand bursts forth, clawed and dripping with shadows, reaching toward the kneeling warden. I failed to protect Eclora, Renek rasps, his voice hoarse with emotion. So let the shadows do what I could not. The disembodied voice echoes within the chamber. Then rise, warden of the second flame. The obsidian hand closes around Reneg's head, pulling him into the swirling darkness as the second flame is reborn. Back to Zayn and Lira. They arrive at the village square just in time to see a portal forming above the terrified townsfolk. The familiar green glow of a gate storm. With no time to spare, Zayn places the pendant around Lira's neck. Its crystal starts to glow brightly, warding off some of the chaotic energy spilling out of the portal. Go, he tells her, his voice urgent. Get to safety. She hesitates, glancing back at him, then nods and flees with the villagers. Taking a deep breath, Zayn steps forward, raising his arms to channel magic, bracing for the incoming onslaught. As the gate storm rages overhead, obscuring everything in its green glow, Lira sprints through the forest, guiding the townspeople to safety. But even as they run, She can sense the growing darkness seeping into the very fabric of Eclora. She glances back, fear gnawing at her. Zayn will hold it off for as long as he can, but she knows the power of a gate storm. It won't be enough. As if to confirm her fears, the ground trembles beneath their feet, and the air crackles with raw magic. Through the swirling chaos, she sees a monstrous figure emerge. It towers over the trees, a horrifying fusion of shadow and sigil, bearing twisted armor reminiscent of Kalim's. In its hand, a weapon hums with dark energy. Terror grips her. That's not a creature. It's a warning. Village Square. Just as the first wave of creatures pours out of the portal, Zayn drops to his knees, exhausted. The pendant around Lyra's neck dims, its protective glow fading. He looks up at the rampaging monsters, his expression grim. It's over. Lyra darts back, dodging a swipe from the massive war scythe. She unsheathes her daggers, their obsidian blades gleaming in the sickly green light. Beside her, Zayn rises, his own weapons forged. With determination, they fight back to back, a whirlwind of steel and magic. But for every monster they defeat, 2 more seem to take its place. Sensing their fatigue, the monster with the war scythe lunges. But before it can strike a fatal blow, Lira disappears in a blur of motion. She reappears behind the creature, her daggers finding their marks, burying themselves in the creature's chest. The monster roars in pain, dissolving into smoke that writhes and coalesces into a single word. Balance has been broken. The second flame rises. Then it's gone, leaving only an eerie silence in its wake. They stand amidst the carnage, panting, their weapons heavy in their hands. "We need to stop this," Zayn says, his voice hoarse with exertion. "But how?" Lira replies, her gaze distant, as if seeing something beyond the ravaged landscape. Suddenly she straightens, her eyes hardening with resolve. "I think I know where this is coming from. We have to go to the source." They look at each other, understanding passing between them. They climb onto the back of a nearby boulder. Zayn focuses his magic, willing it to transform into a winged lion, the beast spirit that had aided them in their quest. It roars, shaking its mane, and leaps into the air. They ride it high above the forest, searching for the heart of the storm. Scene: Summit of Stars, overlooking Eclora's inner core. The beast spirit sets them down on a rocky summit, far above the fray. Before them, Eclora's inner core glows with renewed life, its colors vibrant and harmonious. But in the distance, far to the west, a strange aurora glows an ominous blood red. Zayn turns to Lira, his expression grave. "I thought saving the world would be the end." "Saving it," she replies, her gaze fixed on the distant glow. "Only open the next door." She looks back at him, a wry smile touching her lips. "Then let's step through it." Together. Their fingers intertwine, and they stand side by side, where one star flickers and then vanishes. And that's the end of this episode. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, and as always, I'll see you all next time.